gotta talk about them oddities on today's What in the World Happened Here. Make sure you guys smash the and crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more Oscar. We gotta talk a little bit about the White Forest cards today because we've had the chance to sit through the first weekend of Supreme Darkness in the OCG. And one of the big things that a lot of people were calculating was White Forest was going to start to try to evolve into different builds and different ideas out here that people were expecting to be the new evolution for this deck. And I've seen it happen. The White Forest package is set in a Stellar. Have been seeing some pretty interesting play out here just for the ideas that they're coming across. Now, I don't expect these to receive reprints until the tins next year. So, is it worth it to rush at? Pick this stuff up? I think the thing that you need to be thinking about right now is if you want to pick this stuff up, you need to look at the idea of, do I already have Sinful Spoils, Deceptions? Do I already have this package? Am I able to put this package into the deck and maximize on the results of it? If the answer is yes, I can get Deceptions, then I would start to look at the White Forest package as the splashable thing. I've seen Illusion incorporating some of the ideas for this. Obviously, Snake Eyes with the build was definitely interesting to be seeing out here. And then, of course, more of the White Forest stuff, but White Forest pure with, Deception, things like that. Were your real go-to things with this. Outside of that, keep an eye on this stuff. Who knows, man? Who knows if this is going to have a major impact on our side of the map. You got to remember, we're probably going to have more lore with all of this being, put together with it. And that's the other big thing you got to think about. The more lore that Konami, punches out for this, well, the more that the deck has the possibility to grow and get more insane. C102 Archfiend Seraph. So, the Malice deck in the OCG is an incredibly different creature than what I think the TCG version of this deck is going to be. The big thing that you've got to think about with this deck, though, is because this deck is able to take advantage of, just losing to Lancia. You put Apollos on the field, you put the fire, the fire on the Tempest Terahertz down, you drop the D-Save Worm, and then you drop the Meteor Logic during the opponent's turn for a negate. But Lancia is a problem for this deck. They're rolling around out here, they're like, haha, Shifter is like my best friend. I mean, yes, Shifter is the best thing that you could have going for you. But the thing I've noticed with this deck is a lot of these decks have just cut Shifter, which is insane. But the reason why you're looking at C102 on the Malice side of the equation here, or against Malice, is because if you're playing the 7 Tachyon stuff, this searches Lancia. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is we've already saw the buyout and then the cooldown happen on this. So this is the time that we're going, hey, if you're wanting to play any sort of Rizal decks, or if you're playing a deck that already looks at wanting to play 7 Tachyon, boom, play the card, because you can side it in to search Lancia. Having 6 ways to Lancia your opponent. If you want to get even crazier out here, you can Dagda your opponent as well. You're definitely getting into some very deranged territory. Same thing with Sanctums. We don't have Scythe like the OCG does, so we don't really get the crazy management of value for this. But Archfiend Seraph giving you that huge toggle ability option to put that pressure on your opponent is actually insane. Code of the Soul. This is by far, I think, the cheapest little thing I get to mention in this video out here. For most builds looking to test out Malice right now, I think most people kind of are seeing the same thing right now. The thing is, Malice needs as many extenders as it can get. Obviously, the OCG post Supreme Darkness started playing the new, template skipper, or it was the new 4-mud skipper card, which was really cool. But Code of the Soul has been moving in to this deck as a very, very cool tech option as a one-of. And I don't see a reason as to why you wouldn't want to be considering Code of the Soul, because you're already playing a Cyberse deck as it is. If you're not taking advantage of all the cool options you can, Actually, yeah. There was also the discussion of Parallel Exceed in the deck. If you want to try to incorporate that, obviously, you're not going to be going in the crazy line of Exceed locking. You're just trying to put as many monsters on the field as you can for the consistency sake of things. All right. You may as well. Also, how many extenders can you actually try to put into this deck to capitalize on the best options you can? It's what literally Code of the Soul's for. It's like, hey, I get this free extend from my hand. Like, why am I not trying to use this? That's why I said also the Parallel Exceed, same category out here. Malice not having Apollos, though, is a crime in the TCG. Apo is definitely the thing that makes this deck feel very, very strong. Yes, you have access to like the trap interactions. Yes, you have access to, all the firewall stuff. That you also get the spell and trap negate as well. But it does not necessarily feel very worthy of being the titan that it is. Arcana Force. So, Arcana Force has officially moved into the realm of what I would deem as the fun deck. We've done it. I don't think anybody's going to argue with me on this. I don't think anybody's going to be like, no, Robbie, it's competitive. No. Arcana Force also getting access to that normal summon starter that the deck has, the goddess that literally on summon searches for a coin flip monster from your deck, actually was an insane print. Like, Konami, you did work for this deck. Now, obviously, Zawworldo, the deck is still going to be how fast you can pump and dump the world and try to capitalize on, the vastness and the craziness that the deck has. And we all know that, all right? We all understand how much value that we have to be doing out here to have this deck look very, very strong. But I'm still leaving it on the... Honestly, I saw a couple of Arcana Force decks out of the weekend. A few of them were doing the A-Bala-Q stuff that we talked about on this channel, where you try to go through like the little crazy lines of play, try to capitalize on the explosive combo ability, put the world back onto the field, contact up with... It's a cute idea, like, for sure, alright? But the problem still here lies is Arcana Force has some really bad cards in it, and I mean, like, some really, really bad cards in it. So, you gotta think about that. Also, if you don't actually see your field spell, like, it's just a death sentence out here. Like, your deck just falls apart, and you're like, oh, yeah, this is fine. There can't be actually anything wrong with that. Everything dies if you don't get the field spell. Alright, and then I also got to talk about just Supreme Darkness good stuff to be thinking about out here. Supreme Darkness is a set that you're months away from. Alright, the big thing we try to do on this channel is to educate you so that you can be knowledgeable on things to, consider for the future. A-Bala-Q is the biggest thing for me in this set. The good news with the way Supreme Darkness works right now is if you are a person that tries to save up a little bit of money going into a set, you're not going to have to spend a lot on this set. I can't imagine a world where Konami is going to try super hard to try to do this. Yeah, obviously you have another Mulcharmy coming up, and it really depends on how much Konami tries to sway the meta with Malice. But with the way things are looking right now, Rizal is going to be the top competitor. With Supreme Darkness being a very, very passive cooldown set. There's nothing wrong with cooldown sets. They're good for the game overall because they give players a little bit of time to kind of recoup. With that knowledge being had, though, for the time being, not a lot of crazy things that you're going to have to throw your money at. And I think that's a very, very good thing. All right, having the opportunity to have a cooldown is good. Saving your wallet a little bit. A-Bala-Q is probably going to be one of the more expensive cards in the set. The Mulcharmy is going to be a little bit of value, but I think it's going to be definitely not Rage of the Abyss levels of insanity. So you get a little bit of a breather on that. And I wanted to include that at the end of this video because I think it's important to say that. So what do you guys think? Please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.